What is going on, y'all? It is Fargassier. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Friends, today we're going to be talking about the top 5 camps that got submitted to our Discord. If you're someone who likes to build in Fallout 76, whether you be on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, make sure to check the description out below to submit your camps into the weekly top 5 camp series. Or maybe you're someone who likes to just talk about video games. Everyone is welcome in Vault 645, but y'all sit back, relax, and let's talk about these camps. And now taking our 5th place spot this week is Dazmead with their Bolton Boxing Arena, and as you can see, I have added the systems that the builders play on because maybe you'll be lucky enough to see some of these builds while you're out there adventuring Appalachia, and this is such a great build because like how Ruby mentioned in our team chat about the builds is that they took the time to make something more than just a house, and how this is a great use of the location to make it really feel lived in, and I agree. Because while I love seeing camp builds, there is so much more to a camp than just 4 walls on a house, and I love when people tell stories or make compounds with their build, and the boxing ring in the sand pit really does add something special to this camp because I've always wondered if that could be turned into something in a post-apocalyptic America, and Dazmead nailed it on the head with turning it into a boxing ring. It really makes me think that somebody's going to come out and say, "Welcome to the Thunderdome." Seriously, Daz, amazing job. Keep up the great work, bud. And now next up in our 4th place spot, we have KH Corners with their Rustic Harbor Retreat, and this camp really took me back when I first saw it because the amount of time that I can only imagine went into designing and implementing everything that they did at this camp. And Yeah Bear was talking about in the team chat how they love the immersive feel of this camp, and one of their favorite merges of yours was the fish that you put on the cart and the table to make it look like it was being weighed up, and this is something that I can see the art team designing in the future, especially with the tease of fishing coming sometime down the road. But the lighting and decoration of this camp was absolutely stunning. It's something that you can overly do if you're not too careful, but this really felt like they took us on a journey through their time of what they collected out there in the wasteland. KH, seriously, keep up the great work. Congratulations on number 4th spot this week, and I can't wait to see what you have planned for us in the future. And now in 3rd place this week, we have Mystery Moonlight with their trading post. And when I first started watching this video, I immediately fell in love with how they had this trading post camp set up, and their lighting at this camp is absolutely immaculate. And Fuzzbrain even mentioned in the judges chat of how they really like how this is a scrappy but well-kept build, and how inviting it is for travelers that are going through their journeys through the wasteland. And they also mentioned, just like with Tillis's camp, how sometimes less is more, and it really helps the camp stand out. And I will say, each week we always get some massive camp builds that are very elaborate, and while it's amazing to see those, I'll definitely agree that this camp really didn't need that. It stands out all on its own. They did an amazing job with decorating. Like we talked about, the lighting around this camp is absolutely stunning, and I love how they have this place set up. There are some great merges at this camp, and Mystery Moonlight did such an amazing job. I would definitely love to visit this camp on my journeys out there in the wasteland. And now in 2nd place this week, we have Tillis with their pump station, and if you check out the video, you'll see that the camp's budget is 40%, and I can't believe that they made such a great looking camp with just a small budget. But I guess it's true what they say, sometimes a little bit goes a long way, because this place really does look like it belongs. And Stabby mentioned in the team chat of how it might be a small build, but the immersion is absolutely amazing, and how Tillis turned nothing into something. And I really do love the creativity that Tillis showed off with this build, and they did such a great job with the small footprint, and I love the choices that they made with the merges inside of this camp. This camp really looks like it has seen better days before the bombs fell, and stuff like that really does a lot for camp builds. And like I said many a times, I love when builders build a little backstory or tell a story with their camp. Tillis, amazing job, and congrats on taking home the number 2 spot. Now, before we get in here and talk about the honorable mentions and the number 1 spot, I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who entered this week. We had 16 camp contestants, as you can see on the screen, and this means the world to the team and I that y'all are helping keep the top 5 series alive. And if you did not make it into the top 5 series, do not worry, friends. Your camps are absolutely amazing. The team and I love going through and looking at your camps, and you should keep your head held high because all of these camps are absolutely wonderful. It is so nice to see your creativity and love of camp building come through how you establish these camps in Fallout 76. And speaking of the team that helps with this judging and the top 5 series, Silver Bunny, Stabby, Yeah Bear, Ruby, and Fuzzbrain, thank y'all so much for doing so much for the top 5 series and helping be pillars in the Fallout 76 building community. Now, our first honorable mention this week is Busting My Ashley with their White Spring Plaza build, and this is such a great looking camp, and I love how they built everything together and how well it lines up. This is probably one of my favorite builds that I've seen from Ashley, and I love to see builds like this that kind of build a bit of a town or a bit of a plaza. As Ashley says, the lighting and the decorations in this camp was so well done. Keep up the great work, bud. And now our next honorable mention is from Wastelander84 with their Cryptid Hunter Shack, and I love that they have the Mothman weather for this build because it really does fit and it makes this build stand out. The decoration on the interior was really well done, and I love their choices on the exterior. This was just a well put together shack, but let's be real, if you consider this a shack, I'd wonder what you consider a McMansion out there in the wasteland. And now taking home our number 1 spot this week is Lady H with their Ebony Manor, and the team was talking about this build and they absolutely loved this build. Fuzzbrain mentioned in the team chat how limiting yourself to a theme like this can feel really restrictive, but it does add a layer of complexity to the build, and how they really love the creativity of Lady H with this theme because it really made the colors and the lighting pop against the camp. And Ruby mentioned in the team chat how they really enjoyed the merges that Lady H decided to do with this build, like the chandelier made out of traffic lights and the merges inside of the kitchen. And I agree, this camp is absolutely stunning because in just the first few opening seconds of watching this video, I wanted to watch more because of the strong contrast between the camp and the scenery, and Lady H did an amazing job decorating this place, doing merges, doing the lighting, an amazing job on sticking to this theme. Congrats on taking home the number 1 spot this week, bud. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out, and let us know in the comments section below which of these camps is your favorite from this week. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.